Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us for our season premiere, or debut episode of AEW Lightning. As I say, we're going to two brands, obviously WCW and Nitro and Thunder. So with Dynamite, Thunder and Lightning made sense. So looking forward to this. Again, as stressed in the last episode, it's a full roster on the season premiere debut episode. And then after this, we will seek to have brand exclusive shows every week. So without further ado, let's crack into this. Let's do it. The debut of Lightning. So we are live on the AEW Live Network. Hopefully getting as many fans as possible to tune in, see if this is a cost effective deal, because it is on a commercial created network. And it's in front of 13,351 fans at the University of Dayton Arena in Dayton, Ohio. As usual, we'll skip through the pre-show matches. These will be more limited once we go to brand exclusive, although it might see more people come in on handshake deals. But we had an abysmal pre-show match with Abaddon and Priscilla Kelly defeat Kelly Ray and Big Swole in 7:53 when Abaddon pinned Big Swole. This resulted in a 47 rated matchup. Pretty good, just giving some more momentum to the women from the Dark Order. We had a triple threat match that saw Scorpio Sky defeat T-Hawk and Mark Quinn in 13:01 when Scorpio Sky pinned T-Hawk with the Fatal Answer. Very respectable 59. We had Chris Statlander defeat B. Priestley in 8:58 by pinfall. This was just a 40. Unfortunately, they didn't click with each other, which meant it was a bit of a poor matchup, but I'm intrigued. That's the first time apparently we've put them together. But a 40 gives more momentum to Statlander. We had the Prophecy make their debut as a tag team, of course, Jacob Fatu and Brian Pillman Jr. And they teamed up to defeat the Acclaimed in 9:42 when Jacob Fatu pinned Anthony Bowens with a Samoan drop 61. Very good work there, happy with that. And we also had an abysmal matchup that saw Orange Cassidy defeat John Silver in 9:51 with the super kick. Just a 56, and it must be said, for someone that's pretty over in real life, it's just not working for John Silver. Off his game again, and both guys not clicking, making for an awkward bout. Thankfully, Alex Reynolds is back soon, so we'll be able to utilise John Silver and Alex Reynolds in tag combat a lot more going forward. Tonight's show then starts with three members of the Elite: Cody, the Young Bucks, and they are joined by Jon Moxley. We start the show basically with Cody introducing everyone to Lightning. Says it's a pleasure to get a second show on the ground, and it's looking good for the fact that they're going to be able to now utilise more opportunities to give more people work. So they're looking forward to that one. They're looking forward to AEW Live really kicking off and really hopefully allowing a lot more people around the world to see the company. He then points his focus of direction to the Young Bucks and just basically says it was good to see them pick up the win, but it still doesn't change what's happening. For weeks and weeks, he's been suffering because of the uprising, and he's had absolutely no support. So he calls out the Young Bucks and they just say, oh, sorry man, we've been busy, we've been sorting stuff, and I know obviously you wanted to team with us, but Tony Khan's a matchmaker, and it's us and Jon Moxley in the match tonight. Moxley just says, hey bro, it's nothing personal. I've got an issue with someone in the main event. They've got an issue with someone in the main event. Don't worry about it, man. You worry about your championship match, and we'll worry about this. So 100 rated segment, so I just need to put a wee bit of pressure on the main event. Can totally tell I just abused that. Next up with a poor matchup, it was End of War, Tommy End, Hansen and Raymond Rowe, who defeated Laredo Kid, Samurai del Sol and Bandido in 11:03 when Tommy End pinned Laredo Kid with the Owari Death Foot Stomp, giving them their first defence of the AEW Trios Championship. Mad, that's just their first defence. A 68 overall, which is good to see. Laredo Kid was pretty poor, very poor from Samurai del Sol. I expected better from him, but Tommy End with an impressive 77. As him and his friends, End of War, have a dominant victory. Kind of a backstage angle, if you've been watching the kind of pre-show stuff we've been doing, the feud between Kingston's Paradise and Brandon Cutler leads to Eddie Kingston, Luster and Peter Avalon beating down Brandon Cutler on the show, so getting a bit more exposure to the feud that's going on at 22. Keep an eye on that going forward. We then had a matchup that was abysmal. I had Anna Jay defeat Jamie Hayter in 5:54 by pinfall. At 28, the crowd were turned off because of two pre-show workers. I was hoping Anna Jay and Hayter would be a bit over to make this show work on national television. Apparently that's not the case, but hopefully the exposure does give them a little boost to overness. Backstage, again, Brody Lee just team talk with Anna Jay. Good victory, you're getting a bit more vicious, but we still need to get more out of you. And that's a 72. So hopefully the Aiken angles will boost their overness, that's for sure. More women's action, and we had an abysmal match that saw Hikaru Shida defeat Nyla Rose in 5:45 with a quick cradle. 45, obviously Shida and Omega are your mixed tag champs. Here I just felt like Shida needed a bit more overness, and a win over Nyla Rose would give her that. So quick victory over the far bigger athlete. Then had a matchup that had subpar wrestling and a little heat, as we had the Motor City Machine Guns defeat the Dark Order in 11:05 when Alex Shelley pinned Stu Grayson with an undersnap STO. This was 60. Uno and Shelley were off their game. I actually kind of feel like I've really misused the Guns, not just in this save but in most saves, and I really want to start giving them that kind of wee push forward. So a victory over the Dark Order would begin that. Then had Mick Foley, thumbs up. The matchmaker of AEW came out and confirmed we are going to see the debut of an exclusive AEW Lightning superstar, and that is Chad Betts, who will keep the same name as I use of Impact. WWE released him, so no brainer I was going to bring him in, he's tremendous. So the 66, he'll be in action against Kazarian, and it was about that had not much heat, terrible wrestling. Chad Betts and Frankie Kazarian have a 10-minute match. Betts won in 10 minutes with a Grand Amplitude and just a 58. A 53 for Betts, a 57 for Kazarian, and the old school face gimmick with an initial rating of awful. Well, but worried at that. I felt like he is an old school face at the moment. I don't want to build him as a legit superstar because, well, a lot of people in AEW can come under that banner as just wrestling machines, Riddle, Gulak, etc. So I went with that one, but yeah, just not really over on the save, but like Nakamura, like Samoa Joe, like AJ Styles, will take time to build them up. So Betts gets the win, and Lightning will be his home, but a 58 rated match nonetheless. I actually thought these two would have made for a good matchup, so sadly disappointed. Backstage we've got Assault on Cody. Cody's just walking about, and he's attacked by the Uprising's Wardlow and Ricky Starks. So remember what I said, Pac can't touch him, MGF can't touch him. Never said anything about Wardlow, Ricky Starks, and of course Mark Quinn, but Starks and Wardlow get the beat down. 68 there, Cody benefiting from a groundswell of public support. Then in the promo we had the Fashion Empire, so Mercedes alongside Diona, Britt and Chelsea. This was a 47. It's just Mercedes saying, you know, just watch what we're going to do as a collective unit. There's going to be nothing like this faction ever in the history of women's wrestling, and we are going to showcase that we are the 4 most glamorous but fantastic women in the business. Mercedes looked good, Diona was underwhelming. We'll work on that. It was a non-title matchup between Tony Storm and Mercedes Varnado, and about that we had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Mercedes defeats Tony in 13-12 thanks to the distraction from Chelsea Green. So a 64, a 60 for Tony and a 62 for Mercedes. So a win there over the champion probably puts Mercedes into a prime position to become #1 contender, and after the matchup she says she is coming for that championship belt. It is going to look pretty good around her waist, and she is going to win that championship at the New Year's Spectacle. So we'll take maybe another week or two on whatever brand I put for Mercedes on. I think she's on Lightning. It'll all start making more sense as we get through, but that matchup will be penned in for the New Year's Spectacle. That leads us to our main event, which was an 87, absolutely fantastic, and it was about that had superb wrestling and great heat as Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks defeated Pentagon and Proud and Powerful in 2120 when Jon Moxley pinned Santana with the Death Rider. 87, spectacular. 84 for Matt, 90 for Nick, 98 for Moxley, 91 for Pentagon. I just felt like it's going to be your debut show for something. You've got to make it as good as you can, if not the best it can be. So having an 87 matchup is just brilliant. Only negative there, Matt Jackson was a wee bit stale with his gimmick, so maybe look at that one in a few weeks' time. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted to see. Mox is getting physical decline already. Oh god, that's not good. That's not good. Hopefully it doesn't hinder him like it's hindered AJ Styles previously, but he should be fine. I think he's 36, so maybe not a couple of years before it's really bad. And we finished the show with Pentagon absolutely beating Jon Moxley down with a ladder. We're on our own network, so we can make angles as brutal as we want. So a proper hardcore angle between these two leads to the Luchador standing supreme. 78, both guys coming across as real stars. And the opening show of Lightning, an 87. Now that's going to increase our popularity in 50 regions. I hope that's everywhere. But obviously some places it'll be a bigger gain than others because of the reach we've got with certain, like it's medium I think in the US, but it's only like small in other places, and obviously the other places are the places we need to work on. We don't need to worry too much about the US. So fantastic reviews, which is good to see. Shibata is going to re-sign obviously as a agent. Yep, road agent, because obviously that injury sustained. Kazuo Yamazaki, another male. It's this thing because I don't have pictures for everybody because I've changed it manually. Look at the size, 82, 81, 80. So it's basically, hopefully now we'll start working on India, etc. We making any gains so far? Nothing as yet. Although to be fair, that's a big jump already just for December. I'll take that. So this is going to be a tricky one to judge because obviously 19 million worth on media, so we put all our money the company had into media to leave a little bit. Production will probably a lot higher because there's more shows. We won't lose any tax or anything because we'll be in debt this month, so it's worth keeping an eye on ticket sales. It's worth taking an eye on sponsors. But one thing I will say that is going to help us here, and I think it's more so because we are on our own commercial network. Look at the broadcast revenue. It's already doubled what it was previously, and it's closing up on that October, which I think was our best ever, and we've done 2 shows. So hopefully, if we times that before, we could be looking at $1.7, $1.8 million. So that's going to be good. The ticket sales will obviously go up because more shows. We just need to worry about worker costs, show costs, etc. But overall, a pretty successful debut show it seems. Lightning figures 2.90, so there you go. We're practically getting the same amount of viewership as we would for Dynamite. In fact, there you go, 2.90. 2.48, 1.8 million viewers, 2.1. So we're about the same, so that's perfect. We can keep it at that until we get a new TV deal, so we'll likely be around about that. But I'm happy with that, and then it's just compliments to Ricky Starks, which was obviously for yesterday's show, so we don't need to worry about that. Is there anything else I would like to cover? There's one more actually. So we go to AEW, we go to top 100s. So the show itself was the 7th best ever, which is a good start, and it's good to see a lot of the November, December stuff is here. So that change with the announce team has worked wonders, and that's only going to get better once they gain experience. The match itself was the 4th best in the company history, which is good as well. Attendance wise, don't worry about that one. And TV ratings, Lightning pops in at 16. So I would say that's a pretty positive debut, because when you think about it, once we start making good profit, more money will get put into our network, and then more people will be able to view the show. The company will get bigger in size around the world, so again, more people will view the show. So Lightning should see much better ratings. So that's it. As I say, going forward now, every show will be branded, so it'll be more of a focus on storylines and sorting up pay-per-view cards, and obviously working with our lower down talent because there's more time for them. And yeah, hopefully it just makes the company a lot better place. You know, obviously one day the tapings, recordings, you're going to get a certain video, the next time it'll be the other brand, and then after 4 each it's going to be the pay-per-view. That's the way I'm looking to work it at the moment. But yeah, cheers for watching, much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed what you saw today on a Lightning, and I shall see you next time for the next episode of Dynamite. So good day and good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.